We came back at the end of the run, and I said, let me ask you a question. I said, how would you rate that run we just did on a scale from -10, worst thing of our whole lives, to +10, the best run ever? He said, I'd say it's like a 6 or a 7. I said, that's exactly where I rated my head, too. I said, let me ask you a question. If you and I were going to go back and run again, is there anything we could have done that would have made it, if we decided it was going to be a level 8 run, could we have done that? If we decided in advance it'd be a level 8 run, could we have done it? He said, yeah. I said, what conditions would we have to create in our head or our bodies? What would you have to do to make that a level 8 run for you? He said, if we would have run like in unison as we're running, you know, because sometimes you went ahead and I went ahead, and we went back kind of back and forth, and sometimes we're going back here and there, you know, and sometimes we're teasing each other. But if we were running in unison, he said, that'd be an 8 for me. I said, wow, that's pretty cool. I've never thought of that. Yeah. I said, what would have made it a 9 for you? He said, a 9. He said, if we've been running in unison and we were running like doing a cadence or something, like saying something, was doing it in unison, he said it would be awesome. Because I had a military background. Cadence, right? And I said, well, what would have made it a 10? He said, we've been running our guts out, right? I mean, well, we couldn't even breathe. We're at the end of it, we've been in unison, we've been cranking, and we just collapsed from total intensity and exhaustion. I said, you know what? I said, I now know why you're always getting injured. Because he's always getting injured when he's exercising. Because the only way for you to have a level 10 experience is to push yourself beyond what is helpful and be totally anaerobic. And he went, whoa. I said, you're totally right. So I want to have a great experience. My complex equivalent in my head of a great experience is so exhausted and I'm nothing left. I said, so I've discovered in my life there are lots of ways to have a level 10 experience. There isn't just one way. So how can we have a level 10 experience but not be burnt to the ground? He said, wow. I thought for a while. I said, well, if while we were running we would have like noticed, you know, the water in the distance and noticed the different shapes of the lava, if we would have, as we're running, looked back at each other and smiled a few times while we're running in unison, if we would have brought like a piece of music for the last part of the run that we could have turned on and we could have cranked to and felt really good to but not been exhausted, we came up with all these things that made a level 10 run. So what I do now in life is when I'm having an experience, I ask myself, what's the quality of experience I'm committed to having? I don't wait and hope it shows up. Does that make sense? Because if you wait and see, you get what shows up. You decide in advance what's the outcome. And the way you do that is you give a numerical number to it to start with. You say, where am I right now about doing this run? You might wake up and go, I'm at level 4 about doing this run. What do I want this run to be? And you may not want it to be a 10. But you probably want it to be in the 8, 9, 10, 7, 8, 9, 10 range. You say, okay, I want it to be at least a level 8. Then you ask yourself, what conditions would I have to create in myself or in the environment? What would I need to do to meet more of my 6 human needs, in essence? Does that make sense? So what would I have to do? What would I have to notice? What would I have to appreciate? What would I have to do with myself? What would I have to think? What would I have to focus on in order for this to be a higher level experience for me? And what happens is you then set yourself up for victory. And I came back after this run. I was so juiced because, like I said, now I can have a great run whenever I want. I can just decide to, figure out the conditions, make it happen. We all have this illusion that life makes us feel a certain way rather than we create the conditions within ourselves that generate our life. So false. So what you want to do is see where are you, step 1, 0 to 10. Step 2, how do you want to feel? Describe some of those feelings. Step 3, give it a numerical number. It's going to be a level 8 experience or 9 or whatever. Step 4, what are the conditions that I can control? Not I'll be happy if you do everything I want. And then go do that. Now I'll give you an example of this also. At the same time I was there, I shared this with a group about my run with my buddy. And this one man raised his hand. He said, but running for me is a -10 experience. I said, why? He says, because I'll die of a heart attack. I said, have you died in a heart attack in the past? Is that how you know? He said, no, but I was running one time. My heart started beating out of me. I said, well, how long ago was that? He said, it was 10 years ago. I said, well, are you in better shape, worse shape? What does your doctor say? He said, oh, my doctor says I'm in really, really great shape, but I can never run again because I know what that means. I said, well, great. Tell me what it means. And so he told me what it was at -10. I said, what if it was only -3? I didn't go to +10. That's too big a jump. Do you follow me? One of the big things is you go, I'm going to have a level 10 experience, and you don't even know how to do a 4 yet. So you got to go from, like, wherever you are at 1 or 2 and go to 4, and then go to 6, and then go to 8, and move your way up. I didn't take him to 10. I said, now, as long as you know you're healthy, and you're running in a way that does not tax your heart, you're being totally aerobic, you're going to walk if necessary, you're wearing a heart monitor the whole time. I said, could you do that? He said, yes. He was looking forward to it. He came back the next day. I said, what was your level of run? He said, I got to tell you, it didn't work. Everybody looked, and he said, I had a level 16 run. So I want to show you how to do this in kind of a fun way. Let's take pizza. I think that'll be an easy example, it's a fun example. Who here is absolutely, totally, completely addicted to pizza. You could swallow 2 or 3 of them right now. Nothing can stop you from pizza. That's how much you want it. A total addiction to pizza. If you have that addiction, stand up so I can see it. All right, hold it. All right, how about this gentleman right here? Come on down, sir. Give him a hand. Come on down. This is Bill. Give him a hand. It's Bill. First point is you got to recognize where you are currently about the task at hand, whether it's running, whether it's pizza, anything. So you're going to assign a numeric value to your experience. You're going to say on a scale from -10 to what? +10, where are you? So we'll say to you, on a scale, Bill, from -10 to +10, where are you around eating pizza? +10.
+10.
Is it just +10 or is it above +10?
+12.
+12. Is that about accurate?
Yeah.
+12, okay? So then, most people never decide in advance the level of quality, pleasure, joy, excitement, or even pain that they're committed to experiencing to a given task in advance. So the second step is to consciously describe what feelings you want to experience while doing a particular activity. The third step is to decide and quantify. You say, I'm going to give it this quality, I'm going to make it a level 10 experience, 9, whatever. The fourth step to the right here is you're going to ask yourself the question, what conditions must I create inside myself or the environment in order to experience this at a level of quality, at level whatever? Okay? What do I need to focus on, appreciate? What do I need to do with the task in order to change how I feel about it? What we'll do here with Bill is we will ask him where he is, and we'll get him to move things for us and tell us what he has to do to change it on the scale. So, Bill, if you imagine this is our scale from -10 to +12. We'll have to add 2 more here for Bill. Okay, so +12. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the pizza in front of him, and he'll describe for us a little bit what are some of the qualities that he needs. So, Bill, here is a pizza, sausage pizza.
Well, first off, I don't eat sausage or pepperoni.
You don't eat sausage or pepperoni?
I love the cheese and the other aspects of pizza.
Cheese pizza. What's your level of desire for this pizza?
Right now, it's only a 10.
It's only a 10. It's only a 10. Okay.
It's not really warm.
Not really warm. Well, imagine it warm.
10.
10. Imagine it getting warmer.
Imagine some mushrooms on it.
Okay, imagine some mushrooms on it.
Maybe a 12.
It's a 12. So imagine it with mushrooms on it, warm.
Mm-hmm. Some dried tomatoes.
Some dried tomatoes. Dried tomatoes, mushrooms, cheese, melted cheese. Look it down. Dripping with cheese.
Dripping with cheese.
Dripping with cheese.
Extra cheese.
What kind of cheese?
Extra cheese.
Extra cheese. What's your level of desire at that level now?
About 15.
About 15. Okay, so extra cheese, does that help him get in that state? So let's write down, what does he do to get it higher? Write it down on your little sheet here. To get even higher, what does he do? He adds in his mind that it's really hot. He adds in his mind that it's got mushrooms. And to get it to 15, he puts on extra what? Look at his face when he even says it. Look at his face. And sun-dried tomatoes, thank you. Now, think about this pizza now, and I want you to take this pizza, if you would, and put it down, if you would, to level 8. Go ahead and hold it with the other hand. Level 8. Tell me, what do you got to do to make it level 8? Plus 8.
It's not really, it wouldn't be warm.
It'd be warm.
And maybe it's just cheese pizza or...
Oh, I gotta give you, I'm sorry, I gave you the wrong one, didn't I?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, if it wasn't really warm, if it was just slightly above room temperature, maybe it'd be an 8.
Slightly above room temperature, which is about what that one is. Okay, so that's an 8. Bring it down to a 3.
It'd have pepperoni and sausage on it.
Okay. Hold both of them now. It looks more attractive when he's got more. Did you see his face? Oh.
I just don't want to drop it.
Okay, that's fine, no problem. So make it a 3 and it's got sausage on it because you don't eat sausage or pepperoni. Because after all, you're one of those guys that has a pizza and a light beer.
I don't drink beer either.
Oh, okay, you don't drink beer either. Do you have a soft drink? Diet Coke.
Before the seminar.
I understand. I'm not on your case. I'm your buddy. But isn't that what we all do? It's not just him. Yeah, give me a big extra cheese pizza and a light Coke. Okay, it's a sausage. Make it a 0. Where you should be noticing is not just what he says. Do you see the change in his head? Do you see the change in his breathing? His facial expressions? Is he in the same state? Yes or no? Is he even close? Where is it now, 0 to 10? 0. So 0 is it's been sitting out for an hour. Make it -3.
It's pepperoni and sausage, and it's been sitting out for an hour, and the grease is kind of coming out of the meat.
The grease is coming out of the meat. Can you picture that? Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what if it was a cheese pizza, but it's still -3? And it had also mushrooms on it, and it also had extra cheese, but it's still -3. And it even had tomatoes, sun-dried tomatoes, but it's -3. How do you do that?
It's been sitting out for a while,
How long?
a couple hours.
How do you know when you look at it?
It's kind of glazed over. I guess the sugars come out from the cheese on top. It's kind of glazed over, maybe hard.
Getting hard, the sugar is glazed over on top. Anything else that makes it a -3?
Oh, that'd be it.
Okay, make it a -7.
I can smell the meat kind of rotting a little bit.
Smell the meat rotting. Smell the meat rotting a little bit. Where is it now?
-7.
It's at -7. Bring it down to -9. But it has no meat. That's -9. It has mushrooms. It has extra cheese. It has sun-dried tomatoes, and it's -9.
I'm kind of fighting the urge because I'd be smelling the rancid smell of cheese in my stomach.
Okay, go ahead and do that.
Well, I don't want to throw up here. But I mean, I would get that urge.
You'll get the urge, but I won't let you throw up. Tell us when you're at -9. You won't throw up till we put you at -11. We won't take you that far. But you'll be real close. Tell us where you are now.
-8.
-8. Take it to -9. What are you focusing on? Take it to -9.
The smell.
Smell of what?
Like cheese, rotting cheese.
Rotting, rancid cheese. Can you see what it looks like too? And smell it?
I couldn't even look at it.
Can't even look at it. Go ahead and look at it while you say that. Look at it. Think pizza. That's it. Just look at it and think pizza. Tell me when you're at -9. Imagine mushrooms, extra cheese. Mushrooms, extra cheese, pizza. That's it. Mushrooms, extra cheese, pizza. That's it. Mushrooms, extra cheese, pizza. Where are you right now? Scale from 0 to 10. Mushrooms, extra cheese, pizza. Smelling the rancid smell. Look at the pizza when you think about it also. See it and smell it. That's it. Hang on, hang on, hang on. That's it, that's it. Mushroom, extra cheese. Smell it. Smell the rancid smell. That's it. Smell the rancid smell. That's it. Smell it. Smell it. There it is. Smell the cheese. You can smell it. That's it. Smell the extra cheese. That's it. Smell it. Extra cheese. I'd like some extra rancid cheese. Where are you? 0 to 10, right? -10 right now.
-9,
-9, -10. Don't go to -11. Don't go to -11. Okay. You want some?
No, I don't want it.
does that look like a fun and hopefully valuable tool? I know it's deceivingly simple, so you might say, well, I don't know if that's really going to change the way I really feel, or maybe it'll change the way I feel for the moment, but it's not going to last. In fact, Lisa Gibbons, who was the person who interviewed me in the infomercial that you saw before you got these tapes, she was at that program, and afterwards she came up to me and she said, how did you know he was going to change so fast? I said, because everybody does. We all have the same nervous system, and when we use it effectively, it's like a computer. When you know the right code, you can change it rapidly. It's this hypnosis we have that change has to take forever. It has to be painful that keeps us from changing. And I said, it'll last, or you watch. She said, well, we'll see. So we just followed up about a year later with this gentleman, Bill. And what's interesting is, not only has he not touched any pizza for an entire year, I mean, not even close, but he said he's never touched any more cheese. And here's the best part. Is it because he can't? No, he could go back and change it tomorrow if he wants to. I'm not about taking away people's choices. But he doesn't have an urge to. He doesn't have any desire, is what he said. I just don't want it. Wouldn't it be nice to eliminate one of your addictions through this simple process? Now, it's true if you are, like, say, loving chocolate, and you keep saying, I love chocolate, I just love it, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it, and you give yourself this incantation, remember that? Or with all this emotional intensity, you talk about how much you love it all the time, and then you go to do this to change, highly unlikely it's going to last because you're going to be giving your brain a different message. So you have to make sure that you control your internal dialogue by creating a new incantation that supports you, and you have to make this adjustment. So I want you now to do this so you see that it really works. You can do it with food, you can do it with something that you're doing right now that's not so good, and figure out, okay, if right now my level of desire for this food is at a 9, and I don't want to eat this food or this alcohol or this whatever, how would I lower it? And don't try and go from 9 to 0. It might be too big a jump. Let's say, well, what would it take for me to only like it enough that I consider it on a 0 to 10 scale to be a 7 or a 6? And really think about it. And by the way, the state you're in when you're asking these questions makes a big difference. If you're sitting passively going, well, what would it take for me to feel like a 7? Your brain won't have the answer. You got to ask a question where you're telling your brain, I expect the answer. You got to have certainty when you ask a question that you're going to get the answer. If you don't have certainty, it won't work. So put yourself in a peak state and then say, okay, now what would it take for me to have this be like a 3? A 0, and write it down, and you'll find a little chart that's enclosed with this videotape that can help you track it. What about a -2? What about a -6? And what you'll find is exactly how to increase your desire, or decrease your desire, I should say, or increase it if you want to. And by the way, what is this really about? Quality of life. We talked about setting goals for quality of life. Here's what I want you to do. I want you not just set a goal for the quality of your life, I want you to decide and make it happen. And the way you do that is if I'm going to go on a run here on the beach, I don't want to just go for the run and see what shows up and whether I enjoy it or not. I want to decide in advance what the quality of that run is going to be for me. So if you want to take something that already feels okay, or you're not inspired to do, and you want to increase its intensity of enjoyment, you've got to say, okay, where am I right now about going on this run on the beach? 0 to 10. Well, I'm about a 6.5 or 7. Okay, well, what would it take for me to be at an 8.5? I don't know. As soon as you say, I don't know, say, I know I don't, but if I did, what would it be? Kind of change your state, you'll get the answer if you keep asking. So you're going to say, well, if I were to notice what a beautiful day it is, well, what would bring it to a 9? Well, maybe if I brought some music with me, or if I listened to one of those Tony Robbins tapes, or something better, right? Something that puts you in a good state, so maybe I feel like I'm learning while I'm running. Well, maybe I could get it to a 9.5 by doing an incantation as I'm running. I'm a lean, mean running machine. Or as I'm running, all I need is within me now. All I need is within me now. All I need is within me now, with tremendous energy and emotion. Right? If you do that over and over again, how's that going to feel? You know? All I need is an airplane to go away so I can finish this tape. Whatever it is, you want to be saying it again and again while you're running, so you're literally programming yourself. That might bring you to a 9.5. Maybe you go run with a friend, that brings it to a 10. The point is really simple. Don't settle for whatever life gives you. You determine the quality of your life. And the way you do it is ask this question. If I'm at level 7 now, what conditions? First of all, what's the level I want to have? Maybe you don't want a level 10 run. Maybe I want it to be a 9 or an 8. What conditions must I create inside myself for that to be a level 9 run? What conditions? What do I have to notice? What do I need to appreciate? What do I need to believe or experience in order to really do that? What do I need to add to the experience? What do I need to think about? What do I need to listen to? And if you ask that question, you'll get the answer. So I know I've dumped a lot on you in this tiny little tape and kind of jumped you all over the world here. But my goal here is really to get you to do the 30-day tapes. I'm not, in this little videotape, going to get you to follow through all these things, but those tapes will allow you to do a little bit each day where it's not invasive on your life. And if you'll just do the little exercise at the end of it for 30 days, I promise you, radical changes. There's a reason why there's 25 million of these tapes out there and so many people from every walk of life that have gotten results. Because it's a way of conditioning and creating lasting change. So please, go do those tapes. And if you're done, then I'm sure you've already got a great story to tell me. So when this tape's over, make sure you do this exercise. Don't say, oh, that was kind of interesting. Stand up and do it. In fact, before I leave you, stand up. Come on, get up off the chair. Stand up just for a second. Come on, stand up. And as you're standing up right now, try something real fast. Stand the way you stand when you're not sure what to do, when you're feeling kind of uncertain. In fact, if you want to try something right now, think about something that you'd like to have happen, a goal or desire. And right now, stand the way you stand when you hope it works out. Come on, try it. How do you stand when you hope? Where are your shoulders when you kind of hope so? Sure hope it works out. I hope this darn tape program makes a difference in my life. Sure hope so. You know? How do your shoulders look? What's your breathing like when you're uncertain? You don't really know. Where's the weight in your body? Where do your hands tend to go? Say something in uncertain tone. There's nobody around. It's just you and me on tape. Go ahead, try it. Yeah, I hope so. Hope, 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 hope. What does that feel like? Is your voice loud or quiet? Slow or fast? Shoulders, hands, where do they go? How does it feel about your ability right now to actually achieve this goal? Probably not very great. When you think about it, maybe you think about it working and also not working. Now try this. What if you were worried? What would you do? Try and be worried a second. What do you do? Maybe tense up a little bit? Get out of that. Put yourself in a state of certainty right now. How would you stand if you were absolutely determined that your goal would become a reality? That you were going to use this to truly change your life? Come on, if you're not standing up by now, please stand up. Right? Stand up. Feel strong. How do you stand when you are totally determined to make something happen? If you knew beyond a shadow of a doubt, you have decided this will be and therefore it will be. If you didn't even know how you're going to do it, but you just decided you were going to find a way or make a way. Have you ever been in that place where you felt like you're in a role, where you felt like nothing was going to stop you? Even if you haven't, stand that way now. Who do you know who's unstoppable? Stand like that. Pick some movie character, an Arnold Schwarzenegger or somebody outrageous, somebody, and be in that state. Because remember, when you change your posture, when you change your breathing, most importantly, when you change the way you move, emotion is created by motion. The tempo at which you say something will change you. So right now out loud, in a state of certainty, say anything out loud about your goal. I will achieve it. I will make this happen. Whatever you want to say, but try it right now. And that state of certainty, do it now. Come on. And that state of certainty, right now, feel how good that feels. And in that state, I'd like to ask you to take some action. And the action is, do this exercise immediately. So either pick something you want to lower your emotion for, or pick something you want to enjoy more and change it right now. When you go turn this off, take action. If you do, I'll know you'll have some nice results to tell me as well. And I hope, after you finish these 30-day tapes, you'll write me a personal note about what's happened in your life. That's what I do this for the most. That's what juices me. I'd love to hear the story of your success and your enjoyment. And also, I hope I get a chance to see you in person. I gave you a $100 discount to come to one of my seminars because I hope you'll come take advantage of that. It's nothing like being in the environment where you get personal live coaching to get something done. And if you join me at Master University, you won't just get mine, but you have people like Norman Schwarzkopf teaching you leadership, and people like Peter Lynch, who's taught in the past for us finance, and people like John Gray to show you how to make your relationships work. So if you're interested in that, please look in the back of your book or call us with the number at the end of the show. But I just want to say to you that I hope this is not the end but the beginning of our relationship. But regardless, what I wish for you the most is a quality of life that is extraordinary. And that's done by you deciding to make it that way and using the God-given talents that you and I already have. So create an extraordinary life. Enjoy yourself. Take care of yourself and your family. Make a difference in the world. And most importantly, live with passion. God bless. I hope to see you soon. I've had one damn cookie. I got a little taste of it. I'm hungry. Bring me some cookies.